And welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we're doing sort of a follow-on to last week's recipe where we did the nice cream, the coconut-based ice cream. This week we're adding a couple of flavors. We're doing passion fruit and guava, and this is all leading up to something pretty absurd that's coming in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, I'd like to remind everyone that we have an affiliate link with Chef's Temp. If you need a kitchen thermometer or meat probe, please check out the link in the description below and use code LOVEYOURFOOD on checkout for 15% off your order. In the meantime, here's our ingredients. So we've got our base from last week. That's the coconut base, some guava pulp, and some passion fruit pulp. And we're going to keep the seeds in this for the passion fruit because we like how it looks. So the first thing we're going to do is add in our guava pulp, and we're just trying to reach a certain volume. We'll have all the amounts in the description below as usual. And we're going to add in our base. This is the really simple part. And here's the part where we're just going to mix everything together. It's a great time to start adjusting flavor. Now remember, when you serve this, it's going to be frozen or close to frozen, and you want it to be, it's going to have less flavor because it's so cold. So you want to really make sure at this point, you're going to adjust your flavors. We're actually going to add a little bit of lemon juice just to sort of brighten everything up a little bit here. And you don't have to worry about curdling because there's no dairy in there. But now's the time to make sure that the flavors are really good and bright, because they are going to be a little muted when they're frozen and they're really, really cold. So this is going to go into our ice cream maker, same as we did with the plain thing. And we're just going to scoop that, use the crank there and let that go until it is nice and frozen. And you want to go fairly slow, but you do want to make sure you're going. And the nice thing about guava, dried guava tends to be quite sweet, but guava paste, or guava pulp in this case, does have a little bit of sourness to it, a little bit of tartness to it, and it's really quite a nice flavor. So it goes very nicely with the coconut. It's going to go very nicely with the passion fruit as well. So we're going to put this into a deli container, and this is going to go into the freezer to make sure that it's good and frozen all the way through. Now, all the stirring, of course, has made those nice ice crystals in there that, may turn it into ice cream instead of just a frozen lump. Now, it is going to be pretty solid once it comes out, so you want it to be a little bit warmer. You want it to warm up closer to room temperature. And in goes the passion fruit pulp for our second one. Now, like I said, we are going to keep the seeds in there, both for a little bit of visual appeal and because they actually have a fairly nice texture. Now, this is a little bit different from the guava. The passion fruit pulp is a little chunkier. It's got, as you can see there, it's got some big pieces in there. We're going to add a little bit of salt to this, as well as, once again, a little bit of lemon juice, just to make sure that the flavors stay nice and bright. And stir all that nicely together. We've got our little tiny whisk there. And the passion fruit, of course, is a little bit more tart than the guava to start with, but it's really, really nice. And those seeds really have a great visual impact on the final dish. They look really good. And they're totally edible. They're no problem eating passion fruit seeds. So once again, into our ice cream machine. That insert is really, really cold, so you might want to use a glove when you're handling it. And in it goes, and we start to stir it again, just like we did with the guava, until it is good and frozen and starts to pull away from the sides a little bit and looks like a solid mass of ice cream. If you have one of those automatic ones that chills and stirs for you, that's awesome. Great. We would love one of those. We don't really make enough ice cream to make it worth our while for that. And this is going to go also into a container. We ran out of deli containers, so we're just going to put it into one of these. And that's going to go into the freezer as well. And you just want to make sure that's nice and smooth. And that's going to tighten up in the freezer, just like that. And there you go. So we're going to serve that. You can see it's got that nice texture of ice cream. And in goes the guava as well. And these go really, really well together. They were a great flavor combination. They go really well with the coconut in the base. We're going to garnish that with a little bit of mint, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Like I said, these videos are kind of adding up to a sort of absurd one that we're going to do in a couple of weeks, where we're going to put all of this together into something kind of silly. We hope you'll enjoy that when it comes out, and we hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe, and if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. We'd like to thank our patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to support us there, I'll put a link for that in the description below as well. And remember to love your food.